Dashavatar represents the 10 different incarnations of Vishnu which were taken to save the earth and its living beings from destruction. This video will narrate to you the story of the 8th incarnation of Vishnu. The 8th incarnation of Vishnu is often debated to be between Krishna and his elder brother Balaram, but because Balaram is an incarnation of Adi Shesha, the serpent of Vishnu, Krishna is collectively accepted as the 8th incarnation of Vishnu. Krishna, one of the most widely popular of all the Indian divinities, became the focus of numerous bhakti cults, which have over the centuries produced a wealth of religious poetry, music and painting. The basic sources of Krishna's stories is from the epic Mahabharata and Bhagvat Purana. There came a time when Mother Earth was unable to bear the sins and cruelty committed by evil kings and rulers. Mother Earth then prayed to Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, to relieve her from the sinful kings. Brahma prayed to the Supreme Lord Vishnu for his reincarnation and to relieve earth from those evil rulers. Kansa, the ruler of Mathura, was one such evil king. He had a sister named Devaki who was married to Vasudev. The day Devaki and Vasudev got married, a voice from the sky forecasted that Devaki's 8th son will bring an end to Kansa's rule and will kill him. A frightened Kansa held the couple captive. He then vowed that he will kill every child of Devaki and Vasudev. Seeing their first 7 children being killed by the cruel Kansa, the imprisoned couple feared giving birth to their 8th child. One night, Lord Vishnu appeared before them. He told them that as their son, he will return and rescue them from Kansa's evil deeds. The divine baby was born, and the day he was born, Vasudev found himself magically freed from the prison. In a subconscious state of mind, he took the baby away from the prison and placed him into a safer place. Vasudev reached a house in Gokul, exchanged Lord Krishna with a newborn girl of Nanda and Yashoda, and returned to prison with the girl child. As soon as Kansa came to know about the newborn, he again tried to kill the child. The infant ascends to the heaven and transforms itself into the goddess Yogmaya and says, "O foolish Kansa, what will you get by killing me? Your killer is already born." Meanwhile, Krishna was raised as a cowherd in Gokul. Childhood of Lord Krishna is filled with stories of his mischievous pranks and incidents that depict his divine nature. According to a popular story, Krishna carried off a gigantic serpent, Kaliya, from the river to the sea. Shri Krishna also raised Mount Govardhana with his little finger and kept it as an umbrella to shield Vrindavan's people from the torrential rain caused by Lord Indra, who was irritated by Krishna. He was popular amongst the Gopis of Vrindavan, especially Radha. Radha and Krishna grew up together, and their story often forms the Rasa-lila. During his boyhood, due to unexpected turn of events, the news confirming that Krishna was indeed the son of Devaki and Vasudev broke out, and Krishna had to leave to Mathura, leaving behind his other family of Nanda and Yashoda. On his return to Mathura, he slayed Kansa and restored his father to power. After many years, considering the kingdom dangerous, he led the Yadavas to Kathiawar's west coast and set up his court in Dwarika. He married a beautiful princess from the Vidarbha kingdom named Rukmini. Lord Krishna married 7 other wives: Satyabhama, Jambavati, Kalindi, Nagnajiti, Mitravinda, Lakshmana and Bhadra. Krishna is also famous for having 16,000 wives. Upon killing the demon Narakasura, Krishna placed Bhagdatta on the throne and then freed all of Narakasura's prisoners. Amongst the prisoners were 16,000 women whom Narakasura had captured. Knowing that the society would not accept women who had been held captive by a demon for years, Krishna married the 16,000 women, making them all their wives and giving them a respectable place in the society. Shri Krishna became a counselor and a friend to Pandava prince Arjuna. In the great war of Kurukshetra between the Kauravas and Pandavas, Krishna declined to bear arms. Still, he agreed to be present on one side of the army. To avoid any kind of war between the cousins, Krishna requested Kauravas to give a small amount of land to the Pandavas. Duryodhana, however, opposed any compromise. Krishna gave his dearest friend Arjuna a choice once the war became inevitable. Either he could choose Krishna himself, or he could choose the armies of Krishna. Arjuna preferred Shri Krishna's presence instead of his troops, while Duryodhana chose the Narayani Sena or the army of Krishna. As the war began, Arjuna was moved by the thought of killing his family members and put down his weapon. Lord Krishna then advised him about the battle and its repercussions, karma, the purpose of life and death, and the power of dharma. This conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna soon extended into a discourse which was later brought together as Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita explains how an aspiring seeker could pursue a union with God. Like previous Indian scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita did not require renunciation of the universe, but encouraged acceptance of the earth. Shri Krishna also revealed his universal form, known as the Vishwaroop, to Arjuna, showing Arjuna his full spiritual realization. After this, Arjuna, an admirer and relative of Shri Krishna, became his disciple. Shri Krishna represents all of the human and spiritual elements. He played a human role as an avatar, but at the same time, he was a fully realized spirit. Krishna met Gandhari after the battle of Kurukshetra was over to give her condolences, as the Pandavas had won the battle and Gandhari had lost her 100 sons to death. Gandhari, in her rage, aggressively came up to Lord Krishna and poured her anger on him. According to her, the mass killing and the war could have been avoided by Krishna, but he did not. Her grief turned into vengeance, and she cursed Krishna that if her devotion towards Shiva was pure, and if she was true to her husband all her life, then 36 years from that day, Krishna would die. His kingdom Dwarika would be flooded, and the entire clan of Shri Krishna will be destroyed, the same way he made the Kauravas reach death. 36 years later, Gandhari's curse came true. Dwarika was consumed by the Arabian Sea. The Yadava race went extinct. Lord Krishna and Balaram had left the mortal world. Kaliya had arrived.